So I have a friend whose mom, my Korean auntie, explained to me how they make true Korean kimchi broth. And it's not a type where you need chicken powder, beef broth, or anything canned or pre-made. This is truly from scratch. And I didn't know Koreans ate or used dried anchovies. And she said they had to be dried, you couldn't use fresh ones, as well as seaweed, but genuine kelp, the large size, and we're not talking the type that you buy as commercialized that you see at the supermarkets. This is actually really genuine dried kelp as big sheets of seaweed. So for this broth base, I've used 3 simple ingredients of dried anchovies, dried kelp, and fresh white radish. There are different variations of this which can include more vegetables such as onions, garlic, or scallions, or even dried shiitake mushrooms. Anchovies are essential in Korean soup broths. This is amazing to me, and I love learning new things about different cultures, especially when it comes to soups. I got these at a Korean supermarket in Toronto, and they have an amazing shelf life in the fridge for a few months or freezer for even longer. Good quality anchovies are silver and shiny in color, and they often come pre-packaged in bulk. What you want to do with your anchovies is actually remove the heads. Because sometimes, oh, they smell fishy. The purpose is to remove the heads and even stomach innards if you can. This is so that they don't bring the bitter tones into the soup. They are super easy to snap off, like this. Then I'll place them into the soup pot. Next is the edible kelp, or dashima, and is used in many Asian soup bases. This type of seaweed is often found in giant sheets like this in packages found in the supermarkets, and they come with a white powdered dusting, which is part of the curing process, which actually adds to the taste of the soup. So for this, I won't pre-soak or wash them and just use them as is directly from the packaging, breaking them so that they fit into the pot. And finally, the white radish. If you'd like to have them as part of your soup or meal, be sure to peel the skin, as it can be quite tough. One of my favorite vegetables. This root brings a fresh, delicious, and clean taste to the soup that's very subtle but distinct. For this broth, I've just sliced a half white radish thinly and added them to the pot. Here, I'm adding 5 liters of water, which will reduce slightly and yield about 8 to 10 bowls of soup broth. And what you want to do next is just put this on the stovetop, the whole pot, turn it on high heat, and we'll cover it and let it boil for about 20 minutes. My auntie said you can reduce the boil to medium heat and let it simmer for another 10 to 15 minutes, but because I'm Chinese and love to boil my broths to death for maximum return on investment on my ingredients, I let it bubble for another 30 minutes. Strain the soup, separating the broth from the ingredients either into a separate soup pot for making your final soup or into a mason jar where you can store in the fridge for later use. And there you have it, delicious, easy, and ready to use Korean soup broth base. I'm going to try using this as a fusion with some of my Chinese soup recipes. Excited to try. See you next time.